All right, what's up, you guys? Ufoproof here. We are live, and uh, I wasn't sure if I was going to come on tonight, but I figured, you know what, I might as well just jump on here and come say what's up because there's a couple things on my mind that I really feel like I wanted to get off my chest and share with you. And a lot of it has to do with the finding of S4 and Bob Lazar. You know that that's really been bugging me is all the people. Hello, Renee. What's going on? All the people who come in and try to say, "Can you not hear me?" Just saying audio. What up, Rebecca? Can you guys hear me? Looks like my mic's fine. Hmm. Uh, yeah, you can hear me. Okay, cool. Because Renee's saying audio, so I don't know what the hell that means. I thought it meant she can't hear me. What up, third phase? How you guys doing? Why don't you guys come on and join me, man? Because you guys are involved in this too. So, um, yeah. What's been bugging me is all the people that are making claims, you know, saying that, oh, you're wrong because of this, you're wrong because of that. What up, Charlene? How you doing? Uh, and they're trying to say, oh, because Bob Lazar said this or Bob Lazar said that. And the truth is, so many people are wrong about so many things. And it's just like they don't even have a clue what Bob Lazar said. So they're making statements saying, oh, well, Bob said this and said that. And they're just like splitting hairs and just picking crap that makes no fucking sense at all. It's like, it's not even true. Like they're completely wrong with their so-called debunk, you know? Hang on a second. Let me post a comment here real quick. Uh, there, there's the link. If you guys want to come and join me on screen or whatever, the link's posted in the comment section. But yeah, so it's really been bothering me if people are making these arguments, saying that, oh well, you know, Bob said this, and that he, you know, that the base was, you know, on the Papoose Lake bed, and no, he didn't. And I went through all the Bob Lazar footage I can. There's only so much of it, guys. I went through all that I could, and never once does he ever say it is on the Papoose Lake bed. He clearly says it's near Papoose Lake. Now, when you have an address that's literally out in the middle of the desert that you don't have the address for, okay? You don't have, it's not like you have the numbers for it. It's just out in the middle of the desert. How do you describe where it's at? Well, you have to give a locate, you have to give, you know, landmarks. That's the only way you could do it because you don't have a physical address for the place. You have to come up with landmarks. So out in the middle of the desert, what's the closest thing to S4? Papoose Lake bed. That's it. So he has to use that as a landmark. That's why he says it's near the Papoose Lake bed, not that it's on it. That's why everyone gets so fucking confused. You know, he has to say what it's near. You know, he can't say, oh, it's near Cockeyed Ridge. He doesn't know what Cockeyed Ridge was. He doesn't know the name of the fucking mountains there. He knows the Papoose Lake bed because it's a 20-mile long dry lake bed. So that's what he knows. So that's what he uses. You know, he couldn't even say Dreamland or Area 51 because it's not in Area 51. You know, it's out in the middle of nothing. You know, it's hidden in some mountains near the Papoose Lake bed. Oh, you like what I did with the lights? Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Right? Yeah, I like it too. Um, where's third phase? You guys get on here. Come say what's up. Uh, yeah, Tickaboo Peak you can't even use anymore. That I guess that's they shit that the government took that over. Uh, you know, and then it's just all the stuff that they get wrong. Like they're trying to say, you know, get oh well, these so-called water guzzlers, which I guess they backtrack that. It's no longer water guzzlers because they contacted BLM, and they don't have any water guzzlers out there. Of course not, because there's not going to be any radioactive goats running around. So there's no goat herders around there. Why? They're not just going to fucking get water for wild animals. They only do that for fucking farm animals. You know, they don't just make water holes for wild animals. That doesn't make any sense. That's just stupid. And by the way, I said from the very beginning, BLM, Black Lives Matter, has nothing to do with it. No, the Bureau of Land Management has nothing to do with S4, you know, with that area. What up, Blake? What up, Brent?
Hey, Kyle. Are we coming in clear?
Oh, hang on. I can't hear you guys. Hang on.
Check, check. How we doing?
Now I'm starting to hear you guys. Yeah, try to speak up. You guys sound a little low.
How's that? Is that sounding all right?
No, that sounds like shit.
Shoot, man.
Yeah, it's all fucked up, dude.
Is it echoing? How's that sound?
No, it sounds like shit, man.
Okay, we'll try back. Like,
all right, try it back. All right, so they're gonna join back in a second. Yeah, that sounded like crap. I don't know what that was, but yeah. Oh, it sounds great. Yeah, does it? It sounded like shit to me. I don't know about you guys. Maybe it sounded perfect. I have no idea, but I couldn't understand what they were sounding. They sound like fucking robots to me. But maybe you guys it sounded great. I have no idea. It sounds okay on YouTube. Yeah. So yeah, it could have sounded great to you guys. Sounded like crap to me. I couldn't hear it. So it wouldn't do us any good because I couldn't have a conversation with some fucking distorted robot voices. Anyway, yeah, I said from the beginning, it's not the BLM that has anything to do with S4 or with that base right there, okay? Because that is on restricted government property, just like Area 51, and it is controlled by the DOE, the Department of Energy. I said that from the fucking beginning, and yet everyone goes and they're like, oh, we're going to go and use the BLM and find out blah, 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 blah. And what did they find out? Nothing. They found out that they have no control of it. Do you really think the BLM has any kind of say-so over what happens at Area 51? Really? The most fucking, locked away place, the most restricted place on Earth, and the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, you tell them some fish and game warden can just come strolling in there? No. Okay, literally, dude, you could, if a security guard shot somebody at an Area 51, if you broke into there and you ran across the border, they could fucking kill you. And there's not an agency in the world that could come and retrieve your body. Your body could just sit there, and there's not a federal marshal. Nobody could go there and claim you. Your body would just lay there until they decided to let you someone to come get your body. Nobody could go in there. Okay, so do you really think the BLM could go in there and have anything to do with water guzzlers? No, of course not. Renee, are you a bloke? That's funny. Yeah, so isn't that, it's just to even think that it doesn't make any sense. It really, who thought that was a good idea? But then when they discovered that, okay, so it's not BLM, duh. Well, then who is it? Department of Energy. Just like I said, that's who fucking runs it. Well, how do I know this stuff? Okay, a fucking dork like me, some fucking stoner. How do I know this stuff? I've been researching Bob Lazar since I first heard about Bob Lazar. And I mean, I found it to be one of the most fascinating cases ever. So I've been into Bob Lazar for years and years now. And I got his book. Everything, every video that's ever came out with Bob Lazar, I have seen 10,000 times. And I never get sick of them. I love watching them because it's so fucking fascinating. And so when people try to say, oh, Bob said this, I feel I have the authority to say, no, he didn't, or yes, he did, because I know it. And I'm like, bring your evidence to show me where he said that. because I've seen all his stuff 1,000 times. What up, Clay? He says, yo, setup really pimping since I first came on these live streams back in 7th grade. Just graduated last year, man. That's right, Clay. You just graduated, what, from high school? You're done, right? That's right. He was a young man when he first came on here. That's right. I remember you, Clay. Everyone remembers you, Clay. He was a fucking kid. He was like the only kid who was allowed. Um, Magnolia V12 is saying, great discovery. Thank you, Magnolia. That's absolutely right. It is a great discovery because it's true. It really is there. And also, I believe that since Bob has worked there in '89, that they have in fact built another research facility there. I don't believe there were two of them there at when Bob worked there. I believe there was just one, and that was the S4 research facility. And then they built the S4 High Ridge research facility. And I believe this because in an interview, George Knapp asks Bob, how is S4 spelled? Is it S-F-O-U-R? Is it, what is it, S-4? And Bob says, no, excuse me. It's S4, just the letter S and the number 4. That's it. You know, research facility or whatever. And if you look on the Google Maps, when they had it up there, it was S4 research facility. There was no dash in between it. And then there was S4, or there's S-4 High Ridge research facility. So the S4 was different. And I don't know if people picked up on that watching my video, but you know me, I'm fucking eagle eye and I go over everything. And so I made note of that, you know, the spelling of S4 is different on there. And so it must be that there was only one base when Bob worked there. And now there are two. So they built another one. What up, Blake? What up, Brent? How you guys doing?
Hey, how's this audio? Is it checking?
Perfect, dude. At least it sounds good on my end. I don't know about on YouTube. How's that sound for you guys out there? Does that sound good?
Oh yeah. I think we're all
Okay,
good, man. How you doing
good.
tonight?
Sounds
Happy New
good.
Year.
Yeah, that's right, man. Happy New Year. I'm sound, you know, doing good, man. Just a little frustrated with dealing with all these fucking trolls and people bitching about S4 and you know, and it's like every time somebody comes up with something to try to debunk it, I'm able to shut it down every fucking time. And it starts getting, you know, annoying after a while. So I needed to come out and say something, you know, like
Yeah,
if any,
for sure. But don't let me cut your face off halfway, man.
yeah,
Put
I
me
see
on
that.
small.
Yeah, you know, yeah, considering that you're not even on video, which I'm like, why the fuck do you guys always do that? But
Yeah, everybody wants to look at you. Don't cut your half of the face off. Adjust somehow or another. But anyway, man, we feel your frustration, man. Once we put this out there, wow, wasn't it? It's just everybody wanted to attack the messenger, which is kind of sad, and
yeah,
attack the evidence and wanted to throw accusations that this was some kind of huge hoax. And I'm
yeah,
willing, we know for a fact, I know that you did not fake this. We did our own homework on this. It would be impossible. But what the ludicrousy of this whole thing is that you were the one that conspired to label this S4 with the government pin. These are the most inaccurate accusations coming in from supposed UFO researchers when what they're really doing is spreading disinformation. This is worse than a debunker is supposed to be a hero, right? But the
correct.
problem is what these guys are doing is they're actually becoming the the bad guy in a
Yeah,
movie spreading disinformation
the
just like a
fucking
Doty or anybody else.
the evil that they're trying to stop, you know, from, you know, people spreading fake UFO videos and shit like that, they're actually becoming because they're going around spreading fake bullshit, you know, throwing stuff out there that's completely not true and just spreading it around saying, oh, this is, you know, it's literally, they have no fucking ground to stand on.
Some people will throw out accusations, and I'm not going to hold it against them. People have retracted their statements, but there's been statements that's been put out that muddy the water so bad that they still can't see through it, and nobody really gets it through their head when it's all said and done. There's been answers asked, and it's been presented as fact, and people still hold it to themselves that they think that this is what it is, from guzzlers to where you can't pin a placement, where in fact that it's impossible. Even there was money laid out, a $10,000 bet that if anybody could pin this third phase moon base, and everybody thought that was real easy, but it was never accomplished.
And not only that, but the fact that, people were trying to get groups of people to come in and have a group of people to come in and try to get that labeled like everyone conspiring together, meaning that that's what I would have had to have done to get that. I would have had to have a whole group, a whole posse of people come together and all of us conspire together to make this fake label so I can make this fucking video. Like fucking really.
Yeah, I get you, because what the debunkers are trying to state is that you went through all the hoops to create this massive hoax of labeling this yourself and bringing it to the attention of the world. And if it's so easy that they can't do it themselves, and some people are saying, well, this challenge isn't fair because it doesn't last 2 to 3 weeks, or it could take months. Well,
And what kind of, yeah.
When we laid this bet, we knew that it would be pretty much next to impossible, just because of common sense. Because nobody could just go around and label Google Earth the way they think they can. And some people are actually ludicrous enough that they're hanging on the edge of their rope saying, third phase moon didn't give enough time. We still, if anybody could still do it, trust me, we're going to share that person to the world and admit that we're wrong, because even they're still holding on to this edge of the rope that they're thinking that their thing is going to get approved. Nobody's going to approve this because it's impossible. Nobody would approve a government tag. And they're still
there's no
thinking,
way.
since they put it in there and they're trying to get claim to it, that it's going to be magically approved overnight.
Exactly. Like they think even if they have a team of people from Nevada go out there and have a bunch of people say that base is actually called the third phase of moon base on restricted government property, and they're going to give it a government pin named third phase of moon, to think
for
for
the world
second,
to see. Not going to happen.
The whole world can see is fucking retarded. And like you said, it's common sense.
I guess UFO Anonymous, he's a cool dude. He says it's done. He says, check the link. Okay, let's check it out. We're going to go right now, and we're going to pull up Google Maps and see if it's there. This would be awesome if it was.
Yeah, let's see. I want to see this.
He says, I'm sorry, guys, but it's been accomplished outside the bounds of the bet.
Outside the bounds.
Has it been accomplished?
And he's like, check the link.
UFO Anonymous, you're saying that you pinned third phase of moon base? What link?
Yeah, go to third base, go to the area S4, go to the base, and see that it's named third phase of moon base at S4 with a government pin. Let's see that it's done. UFO Anonymous, hey brother, I appreciate everybody's opinion on everything, but there again, you're just spreading disinformation right now because it's not true.
Yeah, the problem was so-called debunkers, and I know we all have opinions, but if you're going to debunk, you got to be 100% accurate. And the fact is, we're not able to see this from our end. And whoever's claiming that we can see it from our end is throwing mud into the water, and they're spreading disinformation. And if you want to be a disinformation agent like Richard Doty, then
right?
please keep spreading the trash of false narrative, because you're not doing the UFO field any good by any
No,
means. By being a wannabe hero as a debunker and anonymous is good, but don't spread disinformation.
yeah, and and that's the thing, uh, UFOs Anonymous. Yeah, if you're going around saying, "Oh, hey, check the link that it's been done," and it's clearly not done. Just because somebody can do it on their home computer doesn't mean that the whole world could see it. You understand what I'm saying? There's a huge difference there. And that's the fucking bet. You got to remember, when I found it, anybody who watched my video could see exactly where you had to go and go right to it. And it said it. Not like I had any control over it. As anybody on Google Earth, somebody in Zimbabwe could have went on Google Earth and went to S4 base and saw that it said S4. All right.
And
With,
UFOs Anonymous, and I just want to back you up, Kyle, because you're exactly right. We've been trying to tell this from the very beginning, that people could pin this on their own end, but they can't do it for the world. UFOs Anonymous, he says, "I'm sorry, guys. I know you didn't fake it." Okay, that's fine, but don't put out, like you said, it's in the link, because right now I'm on the location and it still remains unpinned by anybody. After we put a $10,000 offer to anybody that simply could do it legally, not
yeah,
hacking into anything, just
right.
go through the proper sources of how easy everybody thought it would be. It's not. It was
And
within a restricted access zone, proven by Jeremy from Alien Scientists, who thought it was a water guzzler after doing some research. It is indeed within the restricted zone and not on uh,
BLM
MLB,
property. Yeah.
yeah, by any means. And it turned out to possibly be a mine, which coincides with a lot of the stories of how you build underground bunkers within possibly maybe a pre-existing mine.
Look at
Yeah,
so he's
we've been
saying,
seeing
I'm not,
UFOs Anonymous. He's a good guy. He's really got a lot of people's back. Goof on and Third Phase, and
yeah,
he really comes across as pretty good. But yeah, he's not here to debunk us or anything.
yeah,
But it
that's
looks
what he,
like somebody did it. Yes, somebody did do it, and it within the government. And this was around 2 years before even Kyle's discovery. So it actually proves that Kyle did not even do that. Kyle was
correct.
the one that brought it to the attention, that broke it to the world when he shared us that link within hours of finding it. But
Hmm.
let me clarify real quick. The discovery, that was somebody that named it S4 2 years ago. That pin was not a government pin.
Yeah, yeah, that wasn't a government pin. That was someone
Yeah.
like, that was like a thumbtack. That was like someone on their personal computer
Yes.
labeling it themselves, not the
So I want
government.
to clarify, a government pin is separate from somebody that just placed that thing 2 years ago. Actually, it was Kyle who discovered the official government pin. And somebody did pin it. And UFO Anonymous, in my opinion, the logical theory on this being that we have proven that this exact government pin exists at the Supreme Court, when we told Kyle to go look to see if it
Yep.
matches up with other government locations. We confirmed within, I don't know, 2 minutes that this government pin is officially for government locations of buildings. And why
Yeah.
would this
I went to
government pin be
Washington.
in a shape of a building? Because what possibly what Kyle brings forth is the S4 location that is a government building, period.
I I went immediately to Washington D.C. and went straight to the Supreme Court, and this pinned with the Supreme Court with the same label as the S4 building. Okay, the White House has the same building. All right, the Capitol building has the same pin as S4. Only a government agency has that pin and can get that pinned up there. Nobody else can get that approved. Google is not going to approve anybody to come and name that place Third Phase of Moon. All right.
Hold on a
It's
sec.
not
This is
going
what's
to,
funny, Kyle. Kyle,
yeah.
it's crazy because people still don't get it. Listen, On the Rise has been trying to debunk your story from the very beginning. And he says right now, spreading disinformation out there in the UFO community, that someone dropped a link and it says Third Phase of Moon on my end. He says it shows a building pin on my end, and it says, and On the Rise is spreading so much disinformation, trying to
Disinformation.
debunk you, Kyle.
Okay,
We've
so
seen
check
them
this out.
across the platforms saying that you made this whole thing up, and right now he's saying that we could go there and look at it right now. Well,
So
show us the.
I could go on there right now, and
No,
it says
hold on.
third
On
phase
the Rise is
moon.
saying, just saying on my end. Well, say that properly, because you're trying to spread misinformation on the Rise that
Right.
we all could see it. So watch your language, because
Yeah,
you're a
exactly.
disinformation agent if you keep spreading lies on the
Cor-
Rise.
Correct. Yeah. When you go around saying stuff like that, you're trying to fucking make it look like we're wrong, that I made it up, that it can be done when it in fact can't. So why even bother saying that? Because all you're doing is spreading bullshit because it's a link on your end. Not that I can just go and use Google Earth and go and find it. Because when I go there, which I was there today, it wasn't called S4 or it wasn't called third phase of moon. All right. So there's no way you can sit there and say that oh yeah, it's done, it's been done. It hasn't been done. All right. So if somebody goes and has a link to it, can set it up like that, sure, but it's not being approved by
And
Google
On the
Earth to
Rise,
where
listen, look
everybody
at
can
him.
see it.
It's funny. He says, I did. He says, both says on my end. He continues to say that he could see it on his end. Who are you, On the Rise? We
Yeah,
keep saying
how
it,
come
and
I
he's a
can't see
broken
it?
record. Who is this guy? Because he just doesn't get it.
Yeah, it's like, why not? It's like how come I can't see it?
On my end, it
How
does.
come
I
I
can
can't see
see
it
a
on my end? How
screenshot
do we
to
know?
whoever
How
wants
do
to
we
see
even
it.
know you're seeing it on your end? Because I can't
On the
see it.
Rise is
You
a
can take a screenshot of
disinformation
it. I can
agent.
make one
Everybody
with a
keep an
fake
eye out
screen.
for this guy. He's a liar. This
Yeah,
guy is a disinformation agent beyond belief.
you know, it's like I could go on there right now and see that it's not on there. So it's like, why even say that?
And why
Why?
doesn't he want to collect the $10,000 if he could prove it?
He can't prove it. It's impossible. It's like, oh yeah, on your end, yeah, anybody could fake that if you wanted to. You can't make it so everyone can go and see it.
Why doesn't
That's what we're trying to
he
say.
just say in the chat On the Rise and say he's wrong and says it's not for everybody to see and admit to that and just stop it? Stop it On
Yeah,
the Rise and
exactly.
just admit to it.
All you're doing, and see, that's the problem with these guys, man, is that they don't want to accept that I'm fucking right. They would rather make up bullshit to support their viewpoint. They'd rather make up bullshit to support their viewpoint than accept the evidence that actually exists, that is the truth. They would rather make up bullshit to try to make their viewpoint correct instead of accepting the fact that maybe their viewpoint is wrong and that they should probably change their viewpoint because they don't have the evidence backing up their viewpoint, whereas I do. I'm not making anything up. I'm not trying to fake anything. That shit was there. I found it. Everybody could go and see it. But you guys are sitting here making up shit like, oh, you could go see the pin on my end. No, everybody can't go see it. It's not there. I was just on it today. It wasn't there. So don't
We're
act
on
like
it right
it's some.
now. We're just refresh the whole thing.
Is
It's
it say
nothing's
third phase of
there. It's
moon?
been taken down
Correct.
24 hours after we shared it on Third Phase of Moon. On the
Right?
Rise. Don't you get it? It's a cover-up story by something beyond bigger than us.
Yes, Area 51, Magnolia V12. Area 51 does have a pin. It says Homey Airport, and it's a government pin, just like S4. So if you were wondering, Kyle, I just went on Google Earth, and it really is there, mate. What is really there?
What listen to On the Rise. What's it to show on your end, UFOs Anonymous? I don't understand. Let's see.
Can you bring up Google Earth?
Can you bring up Google Earth, or
Let
can
me
I
see.
share it on my end, or maybe?
Yeah, I don't know if I can bring it up on here, and if I move out, it might turn it off.
Let's just say we have a lot of people, and we got some people in the chat. If you want to go look it for yourself, and you want to listen to disinformation like On the Rise.
Rebecca says, Kyle, it's there. I just looked. Rebecca says that it's there. It's not.
Rebecca23 says it's on Google Earth, mate. What is
That's
on
where I
Google
went.
Earth, Rebecca23? Does it show you a
What's
third
it say
phase of
on
moon
the? Yeah,
UFO base
Rebecca.
with a pin on the former S4 area, Rebecca23?
Yeah,
What do
Rebecca
you
two
see
three.
exactly?
What does it say?
What are you talking about,
It's
Rebecca
there
two
now. Like,
three?
yeah,
What
exactly.
is there
Describe
now?
describe what you're seeing, Rebecca 23. No, no, not go to maps and search third phase of moon MDL. No, just go to Google Earth, go to the base, and what does the pin pop up as? Not searching it, dude. You know, not something that where you can have fucking viewers, where you can have people who work for Google or whatever go and name something. So when it's searched, it pops up. You can't, it doesn't work like that. It has to be where you just go to it and it pops up. You can't just go and search it because if you just try to search it, it'll pop up when you have a bunch of people trying to hack the system, trying to, do a hack like that. That doesn't count. That's
When
not
you
real because you're searching third phase of moon.
exactly, guys, on the rise, Rebecca 23, don't
Okay.
don't put in anything in the search tab, refresh it, restart it, and go to that exact location, and it does not exist
Yeah,
because I can't see it on my end. When I shut down Google Earth Pro and I restart Google Earth Pro and go to that exact location, there are no pins. But when Kyle shared with us, approximately 12 days ago or so,
yeah,
it was on her birthday actually, and it was an amazing, actually kind of, it was a cool birthday because it was an amazing discovery. When we went there, we could see it on our own end without any searches, without anything. We
yeah,
could just go there on Google Earth and find it for ourselves, and it was there. And we're like, this is incredible and an amazing discovery, and everybody got to see it for 24 hours. People searched it. Thousands of people went to go see it for
yeah. And I'm
themselves
not talking like
without any
they didn't type
searches.
it in and search it. They just followed my
They
video.
just followed the
And
perfect,
you could see it.
yes.
Yeah, I took you from outer space into
UFO
where it's at,
anonymous
so you
can't
knew
see
right
it.
where to go, and you could see that it was there. And when you got there, when you zoomed in, it would pop up as
UFO
real.
Anonymous says, okay, it's not in Earth. It's on maps. Even okay, good. Okay, so
Yeah,
okay, sorry, Rebecca 23. Sorry, UFO Anonymous, for calling you guys out.
okay. Now
But the
she's saying it's
problem
not
is when
there.
you're
Exactly.
spreading disinformation like this, it's very bad.
It's
It's
And
bad.
it's
frustrating.
I mean,
frustrating.
that's the
And
thing, and it looks bad on me. I get all kinds of people coming and saying this, talking shit to me when I'm telling the truth. And if
yes,
everybody else, and you guys might not be meaning to, but what you're doing by saying this shit is going around spreading bullshit, and then I'm catching all kinds of hell for it, and
we're
they're catching
getting
all
it
kinds of
too,
yeah, we're
UFO
catching all kinds
proof.
of hell
We're
for it
getting it.
when we're
And
telling the truth,
everybody's just, they don't get it. And now they're finally getting it. Go spread the word, Rebecca 23. Go spread the word, Anonymous, that it's not there on the rise. Okay, so apparently there's a way
Yeah,
for you to show up, but open Earth and scroll, it don't. Exactly on the
correct.
rise. Go
Yeah, if you
spread the
go and
word
search it
and
like
don't be
that,
a
yeah, you can have
disinformation
people.
agent. Spread the word of truth that you can't find it. Don't
Yeah,
be disinformation agents, because that's what a lot of people are doing this past week, being straight up disinformation agents in this field, and it's deplorable.
and we're catching all kinds of shit for it when all we did was bring out the truth. This
Ufon
is the
broke it down
truth.
real good today on his show as well, and he went through the facts and he brought up a ton of them. And again, people just they I don't know, they can't see it, and they're just so blind that
You
they don't
know,
want to really like do the research, and they
I
take
think
everybody's opinion, and they'll fall for anything that wants to debunk it, and they want to just grasp on it because I don't know, do they want to attack us or shoot
I'll
the
tell you what.
messenger? It's
I
pretty
think
strange.
the best piece of evidence I think so far is in the last video I put out, where it you take the drawing that Bob Lazar had done 30 years
Wait,
ago.
hold on a sec. UFO Anonymous says it's cool, bro. Just trying to find the truth like you.
Yeah,
Wrong. You're not like us, bro. You're spreading disinformation. And I'm sorry, you know, because I don't like when Kyle is being attacked with this false propaganda. And I'm happy that you guys can't find it on Earth now. And you did a little research, and I guess it took this little kind of hardcore lesson from the people that kind of know things in this field. And we've done a lot of research, and Kyle has. We've backed up the data, and the data proves Kyle
right.
did not do this. Kyle found something that is extraordinary, And once we put it up on third phase of moon, extraordinary circumstances from
And
a
it got
high level
taken down.
shut that information down.
That's right.
Period.
You know, and but like I was just saying, the fact that that drawing that Bob had commissioned 30 years ago, and it shows the base and it shows the grid pattern on the concrete slab in front of the hangar doors. And this fucking, when you use Google Earth, you can zoom down and see the concrete slabs with the grid pattern on it. That means he described that grid pattern fucking 30 years ago, dude. I think that was I think that was the key. And in fact, somebody had said, I forget who it was, Jan A was on there saying, this was the piece of evidence I needed. This is what proves it for me 100%. Kyle, you're absolutely right. And that's what proved it for me. And it was actually being on Groupon's show when I noticed that that drawing had the fucking the grid pattern right in front of the hangar doors, right where I said they should be. If that's where they were in the drawing, I was like, that is it. That's exactly what he described. That's fucking it, dude.
I can tell you this, Kyle. I can tell you this. And again, on the rise, it says, I'm not being a disinformation agent when he asks the terms are it's a community coming together. All I know is on the rise was on a lot of platforms dissing this information, and he still wants to think that he was trying to help the community. Sorry. And Paranormal Underworld, I get you, and you're a great wrench. The guy made a mistake and he apologized. Let's move on. Well, the problem is when these guys make major mistakes and muddy the waters and like spoil something that could have been so much bigger than all of us and slow this story down. This is not something that's just a simple mistake. This is purposely trying to deceive everybody with their own agenda, which has no bearing. But that being said, we showed evidence to a person that sits on the head of the Smithsonian and the Galileo Project in regards to the S4 facility. And this is an exclusive. You want to hear what he had to say about?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can say that these guys that sit on this board are really critical of things that we put up on Third Phase Moon. And we're
Sure.
friends with them for that because what
Sure.
we put up, they really can't understand and they have their own opinions. And the general census of a lot of their reasoning is that they have a simple theory about what it could be. And we go into arguments about it. And at the end of this, we don't know. But usually they're very skeptical. But when we showed them the evidence of what happened with the S4 and the pin being missing, he found another imagery. He found other imagery on another platform of the exact location, and he has some really nice high res images of this
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, I got
And
some
what?
too from you using Zoom Earth, dude. I've told everybody to go check that one out too. That's got some really high res pictures of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I don't think it's Zoom Earth. He found it through another. I guess he has access for sure. Again, sits on the head of the Smithsonian and all that. All I'm
Yeah,
saying is that he found the door, and he believes that there it must have been some kind of cover up just due to the fact that it was there and it's not. And he can see that these aren't no guzzlers, as people stated. And he found another hangar door in pretty high res imagery. He says,
that's
there it
awesome.
is. And he saw the grid pattern too, 100%.
See,
So,
and you know what though, uh, so it's on the rise. I'd just like to say, I understand that, you're watching, Jeremy and alien scientists, and you're wanting to fucking, you're wanting the truth. That's all we're wanting is the truth too, But the sad thing is that you guys on that side were the ones coming up with bullshit, spreading bullshit, and trying to fucking find ways to make it harder for this to be true by going around and saying everyone go and flag it and shit like that, and all that shit. So, it was you guys doing that instead of accepting that, hey, look at the fucking evidence that I'm presenting. That's all it was. Is I'm just presenting this evidence and I'm just getting fucking all kinds of shit for it. When the truth is, the base actually exists. You know, that all this evidence, you know, I used exactly what Bob Lazar, where he said it was. He said it was near the Papoose Lake bed. He has no other way to describe it, just except by saying he has to give something that identifies a location, some kind of landmark. What's it near? The Papoose Lake bed. That's what he said. And he's like, you know, it's like 15 miles south of Groom Lake, and that's where it was, you know. And it said S4 research facility, you know, just like he said. It's like I just used that information. And then he had that drawing commissioned of what the base looked like. And it had the grid pattern in front of the hangar doors. And there in Google Earth, you can see the concrete slab with the grid pattern on it, right where the hangar doors should be. It makes perfect sense, you know. So instead of going around hating on somebody and saying, okay, well, since this one guy, he doesn't believe Bob Lazar, so I'm not going to believe him, you know, and just jumping on the bad bandwagon. It's okay to just take the evidence and say, you know what? The evidence suggests that Kyle's right, that he's right, that this evidence, that's S4, and that, you know, maybe my views on Bob Lazar are wrong, you know, like maybe, you know, with all this evidence that goes with it, you know, it seems like it would be a good bet to say that that's probably what it is, you know, instead of just jumping on the bandwagon with, you know, Jeremy, who has a thing for, you know, he just has a fucking hard on for Bob Lazar and he can't stand the guy. And so he's willing to do anything. And don't get me wrong, Jeremy and I are friends. So nothing I'm saying here is disrespect Jeremy because I like him. He is my friend. All right.
Jeremy's all delving even deeper into it. He's actually found
You
research and
know,
found that there's a mine underneath that entire area that opens up a whole lot of stuff. And Jeremy,
so
alien scientist,
exactly.
rocks.
So it means, you
He's
know,
got
that
he says they're not water guzzlers. He totally threw that off the table, and he's going into delving in deeper. He says this is actually he's finding it fascinating. A lot of people are, and he
yeah,
does
you
owe
know,
Third Phase Moon $500
so
because he did make that bet on
when you, yeah, that's
alien
true. He did,
alien
you know,
scientist or alien addict. So there is a bet on the table, and I think he actually is mad enough that he had accepted it that they're not water guzzlers. Even UFO Anonymous, I agree with him. He says you can see angles, and it does look like a structure too as well, and could be a hangar. And then there's this threats box that says I don't know, his English is pretty bad. He says I third phase on maps, but it doesn't have the government building icon. So he
correct.
still believes that it's there over there at
Yeah,
over there
you
at
know, and
Google
that's the
Earth right
thing.
now.
That's the thing, you know. It's like you guys, you know, who want to look for, you know, Bob Lazar and see if it's true. The base, it fucking exists. So if the base exists, and I found it by using what Bob Lazar said, you know, then Bob Lazar must be telling the truth about us reverse engineering
I don't,
alien space.
I'm gonna have to. That's one thing I have a difference of opinion on about Bob Lazar, and that's fine. We all got opinions on Bob, and we could go down the rabbit hole of Bob Lazar, but I think we should just stick to the facts. And the facts
No,
are
no,
is
that's
that
that's
you discovered just as anybody else could do on planet Earth the government tag labeling that specific area
S4.
S4
Correct.
research. That is the fact. And the
Correct.
fact
But that's the whole thing, you know. The point of finding that place is to validate what he said,
I got it. I got
you
that.
know.
And but I still think we should just stick to the fact that sure, you found it because of the Bob Lazar's statements and
Right.
the research that you've done on him far extensively than most people that live on this planet.
Right.
And maybe that is I guess the reason how you found it.
That is
But the
how I found
fact
it.
the fact is that it was there for the world to see with the government tag. And once it's put up, and this is what people are saying to us on a high end, is that why would they take it down
You know.
afterwards?
And the thing
And
is like it actually goes beyond Bob Lazar. What I'm saying is that when
it
it
does.
gets
It's a bigger picture
it goes
than
to
Lazar.
S4
This is
and
way bigger than Lazar.
it helps validate what Bob Lazar is saying, all right? And all I'm saying is like once it helps validate that, that gets us to an even bigger picture. So you bypass S4, you bypass Bob Lazar, and you get to this. The government actually has, you know, alien spacecraft, that they actually have craft. That's the whole point that you're trying to get to. Not that, just proving what Bob Lazar is saying, or that it's about Bob Lazar. It's about us actually having that fucking piece of material, an entire craft from another civilization. That's what it gets to. That's what's important, you guys. To me, and that's why I want it. What everyone looks for it, I believe. That's why people are looking for it, to help prove that point, because that's what's important. No one really cares that Bob fucking worked there. They care about the UFOs that were there. That's what we're trying to get to. That's the fucking key right there. Is like, we have that fucking technology. We just can't reverse
What's
engineer
interesting
it.
too, which is another fact, and I like the facts of this story because it really has a lot more to do with, instead of, people submit to us UFO videos, and that's great. We love to share things that we can explain, NASA, SpaceX, all that great stuff. But this is something that goes far beyond a UFO video. These are facts, and again, the facts were that it's government building, and a government tag is removed. Another fact is,
That's a big deal, though, right there. The fact that fucking when you guys posted that video, and 24 hours later they took it down, that means they had to either be watching Third Phase of Moon, or they have to know that so many people are looking at it that they had to take it down. One or the other.
and here's
Who's
another
talking
fact
trash? On the
here's
other
a
line
really
is Third
important
Phase of
fact.
Moon.
This is one of the most important facts besides, and this is like, those are great. Here's a great one too, because there's a lot of disinformation about the time theory of these buildings existing, because we could not see it on Google Maps earlier than what Bob Lazar said. And they're saying that the debunkers, the disinformation people that were putting it out there, it'd be nice if they could retract their statements, but they're not really at this moment.
Now look at that. UFOs Anonymous is saying Jeremy got it flagged. Perhaps that's why it got taken down, because Jeremy had so many people go and flag it at one time that they took
but
it
that's
down,
speculation,
which is a fucked up move. I just want to bring it up.
and that's
It's like,
speculation too. UFOs Anonymous, that's
let's
speculation.
say
Prove it. He's actually saying that as a fact.
no. Okay, he's not saying it as a fact. Well, let's just say
He says Jeremy got it flagged. That's
let's
a
say that's what
fact.
happened.
That's not a fact.
It might not be a fact, but let's say that's what happened. Why is that okay to do? UFOs Anonymous, fucking on the rise. You guys, why is that okay to do? If you're trying to look for the truth, if you guys are really wanting the truth, why is it okay to go and try to take evidence that clearly supports something and have it destroyed? So now your viewpoint can be proven correct by lying, by cheating, not by taking the evidence, but by destroying evidence. When people talk about how the Smithsonian Institution destroys evidence of giants and shit like that, that's what you guys are doing by going and flagging S4 and shit, trying to destroy the evidence, because you would rather have your viewpoint be proven correct instead of accepting the truth and changing your viewpoint to match the evidence. That's the problem. That your viewpoint should go with what the evidence suggests. Not that, the evidence should support my viewpoint, and so if the evidence doesn't support it, then I should destroy the evidence. That's not right. And you guys got to realize what you're doing is fucked up.
I wanted to really lay a really quick point of the fact is that people said this space didn't exist during the time that Bob Lazar said, going to the Google Maps imagery, when clearly you could see for a fact that specific image on Google Earth has a blurred out bar right in that general.
You cannot claim that it wasn't there before, because you can't see it. It's
you
blurred
can't
out.
see it purposely, and it's not the whole area. It's just that specific area in a bar blurred out thing. We've seen it for years on Google imagery, trying to hide sensitive information. This is Area 51. For some specific reason, they blurred that exact area out, and he had these disinformation agents saying that it didn't exist, and you could clearly see that it didn't exist because of this clear imagery, when in fact it wasn't clear, it was
Yeah,
blurred. And right
yeah,
around the blurred image is clear as day. So
correct.
somebody at the very top of Google Earth imagery is doing something that we can't explain, that is undeniable.
Exactly, you know, and it's fucked up that you have people going around saying, "Oh, well, that the image, the base doesn't exist before 2002."
So B
No,
Baker,
no, it doesn't fucking say that,
listen to
dude.
what B Baker says. He says, "Who cares? The original pin was removed." So who cares about why the original pin was removed? That means a lot, and that is the whole point of it. It was removed because somebody at the top didn't like it. He says it's been proven that we can create a pin with the government office. It's there now.
Yep.
Okay, you want to make
We
a
were
bet,
just
B
there.
Baker? If I Right now, let's make a bet,
B Baker, you want to make
B
a bet with
Baker.
him?
Let's. Are you ready to make a bet that if I refresh my Google Earth imagery right now, B Baker, let's make a bet that we
Oh,
could
look what Ash Dobbs
see
is
it with the
saying.
government
Third,
office pin at the
look at
S4
this. Ash,
location.
Ash Dobbs is saying third phase of moon, MDL with a red pin. See, that's not what we're talking about. We're
Let's
talking
go,
about
B
we
Baker.
can
Come
go and
on,
create
put your
that.
money where your mouth is.
We're talking about
There's
a
a lot of
government pin.
disinformation agents out tonight. A lot
Yeah,
of them.
a government pin that says third phase of moon at the S4 site that we should be able to zoom in with Google Earth. Just zoom in and it should pop up. Not that you go and type it in Google Maps, because when you do that, you can have a bunch of people who are on Google Maps all go and say the same thing and have it set up. So when you type that in, it'll go to that.
You
That's
know,
not
it's
right.
funny.
It
You're
has to
exactly
be
right,
where
Kyle.
anybody
Gufon
on
broke
Google
this
Earth.
down like for the whole 2 hours on his show today, and still, I don't know. He can't get it through their heads that it's impossible. And where's B Baker? Is he ready to make that bet? Let's do it.
Yeah, Zach, we're talking about the S4 base that I found and how they took
If
the
it's
pin
that
down and shit.
easy, let's see it. And he says B Baker right now is spreading disinformation, saying that we all can see it right now. And nothing against you, B Baker, but it seems very suspicious why you've been spreading this disinformation. And by the way, Kyle, he was he says he doesn't trust you because of your tattoos.
What the fuck? What do my tattoos, my fucking UFO tattoo, my fucking alien tattoo, my fucking crop circle tattoo, what do those have? Did those tell you that I don't obviously care about UFOs and the UFO field and that I'm making it up because I have tattoos? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Nothing. That is simply an excuse to say, oh, he's not right because he has tattoos. Really? Now, if you're really wanting to find the truth, if you're really, I'm dead serious. If you really wanted the truth, then you know what you're saying is bullshit. All right. If you really wanted the truth, you know what you're saying is bullshit. And you're going around spreading it, knowing you're spreading bullshit. Because my tattoos have nothing to do with finding this base. Absolutely nothing. My tattoos didn't go and
Well
find it.
said, man. You're bringing tears to my eyes. UFO proof.
You
Actually,
know,
it's amazing on how venomous this crowd is, and they just don't get it. They just you bang it in their head over and over again
it's
about
because
this pin
it's true.
placement, and they think they could debunk it,
It's
and
you
they
think you
just
can.
don't want to
Yeah,
let it
it's like you
go.
guys are
And
trying. You guys are trying to fake it. You're trying to give fake evidence. You might as well go and make a hoax video, okay? Because that's what you're doing. You're trying to fake the evidence to match your viewpoint instead of taking the evidence and saying, this is what it is. Let's go with that. Let's change our theory to match the evidence. Instead, you're trying to make the evidence match your theory. And so you're like, I'm willing to destroy it. I'm willing to do whatever just because you don't like something, you know? It's you might as well go and make a fucking hoax video. You might as well go and do this stuff that you guys are so against, because that's what you're fucking doing. All right. My character, like they said, my character has nothing to do with finding this. All right. It doesn't mean anything. Just because I have tattoos doesn't make me a fucking liar. It doesn't make me a hoaxer. It doesn't make me anything except a dude with awesome fucking tattoos on his neck. That's all it does. It has nothing to do with UFOs. And you're trying to use that as an excuse to say that I'm making it up. Really? Eric Murray saying, Kyle, I believe you. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. You know,
There goes
it's nice.
B. Baker again. He says, go search third phase of moon on MDL. That's not Google Earth.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is,
No.
again, false statements.
Yeah,
False statements,
Baker,
B.
you're
Baker.
trying to.
Do you want to
You're
make that
faking.
bet? B.
He's
Baker,
trying to
do
fake
you want to put your money where your mouth is? Because we're ready.
Awesome, Eric. I'm glad. 6 years out, you've been watching
Let
it.
me
Sweet,
say
dude.
there's been a lot of infiltration with disinformation. Let's just put it like, the supposed people that were in the UFO community really revealed themselves over the past week,
Yeah.
taking sides, trust issues with the facts that were being delivered. And there were a few people that were able to man up about it. And I'd have to say that was alien scientist Jeremy did a good job. But other than that, there's a lot of people that Rich Giordano is one of these other guys. He didn't know. We all looked at this all together
Yeah.
in real time all together. And people are still trying to play shenanigans about disinformation about its third phase of moon base right now. If you search it on Google Earth and you refresh it without having to do any kind of searches. So this misinformation being put out by people that are supposed ufologists wanting to get
Right.
to the truth are doing the worst job on the planet.
Yeah. Like Zach.
Disjustice to this field, a very high disjustice, where
All
they
right.
should
So
go the other way around and talk about what's really going on and getting their
let
heads out of their
yeah.
ass.
I want to break this down. All right. So Zach MC is saying Kyle puts out half the disinformation. LOL. Laughing at it. Who cares what you think? Is saying, I've been subbed since about 450, 550 subs. These guys have been around for a while. They know. Eric Murray knows. He's been around for 6 years. Third Phase of Moon has been around forever. These guys know. I would never put out a hoax, anything. I simply don't do that. I have an issue with it. I've fucking debunked a million UFO videos. It's what I do. I'm totally fucking against it because of my personal UFO experiences. All right. And so all I ever want is the fucking truth. That's all I ever want. And I won't even let that shit come on my fucking channel. I won't even give it the time of day if someone's trying to spread around bullshit. If people are in the comment section talking about bullshit, spreading fucking bullshit, I fucking boot them out, dude. I won't fucking deal with it. I won't have it on my fucking channel. All right. And so, and right here, when you guys are saying, go to Google Earth, put in third phase of moon MDL. Yes, we understand that you can fake it when you do that. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about going and faking it. We're talking about some average person, anybody, just going on Google Earth, going to the base, just zooming into the base, not searching it, just zooming into the base, that it should pop up third phase of moon with a government pin. All right.
We didn't get any
It can't
MDL
do that.
search
Now,
from
right now,
Ufoproof.
if you go and search third phase of moon MDL in Google Maps and it takes you there with a red pen, okay, then that's not the bet. That's you guys trying to fake it to win the bet. You're trying to fake evidence.
Exactly.
All right? That's what you guys are
We
trying to
didn't
do.
have to go to the area, and we didn't put any MDL link to
So, okay,
anything.
actually, no,
B.
Kyle, I
Baker, when
wasn't
we
using
put
your
that thing
tattoos
up,
as an
when we
excuse to
put
say
up the
you're making stuff
location,
up.
we
I
didn't
was
share any
making a
links.
stupid
Everybody
joke in the
went there to
chat
look
room.
for
That was all.
themselves.
Hey, listen,
No
I don't know about,
MDLs.
I
It was
never
a
heard
straight
of
up
those.
go find it for yourself, and it was there.
Listen, you guys, B. Baker, he's saying, actually, no, Kyle, I wasn't using your tattoos as an excuse to say you're making stuff up. I was making a stupid joke in the chat room. That's all. I don't know about the
Oh,
joke. I didn't.
he's trying to
Okay.
kiss up to you. He's like we B Baker. I'm not exactly sure about this B Baker guy because he's been spreading a lot of disinformation about you. Don't let that one simple sentence woo you over on anything. Sorry, B Baker, but I'm calling you out because you don't want to make a bet and you're still spreading misinformation about everything. You're saying we're getting bent out of shape. Have you been listening tonight to both of us? That nobody's getting bent out of shape. We're just defending against disinformation agents. And you might be one of them because you've been talking a bunch of stuff for 10 days now that these are water guzzlers. Wrong. You've been talking about how easy it is to put a pin. Wrong. And now you're bringing up disinformation about MDLs. Who do you think you are, bro?
Yeah, that's the problem. Now, Rebecca 23 is saying, Kyle, I think people are just making the mistake that I just did with searching for a third phase of moon. Come on, people can make mistakes. That's true. People can make mistakes, but what they're doing here is faking. Okay, it's not a mistake when they're getting together and faking it. And B Baker could be a good man. I have no idea. I haven't met the guy. I just know that he's going around saying shit about me that I'm somehow making any of this up, or that I can't be trusted because I have tattoos, or it's something like that. It's like all that shit's fucking. It, you're just making shit up. You're doing exactly what we're trying to stop people from doing. You know, and if D. Baker is so good of a man, why isn't he accepting the evidence that's real, not the evidence that you guys have gotten together and went and made up by going and making it so, oh, you get a bunch of people on Google Maps to make a place labeled third phase of moon and having a red pen stuck to it, when we're talking about anybody going and zooming in there and having it pop up S4 with a government pin, or pop up third phase of moon with a government pin, knowing you guys are faking that. And that's not even what the bet
B
is.
Baker is
you
playing
know
ridiculous games.
it just doesn't
Ridiculous
make
That
sense.
games.
verbiage
Why
though.
not
Look
just
at the
accept the
verbiage what he
truth,
just
dude?
says. We keep changing the terms. No, we didn't. We didn't change any terms. We said for anybody to go search on their own on Google Earth to go
Yeah,
look at that
to
location with
go
the
at the
government
base
pin.
and
We
yeah,
didn't
zoom
change
into
any
the base.
terms, B. Baker.
Yeah.
You're the one spreading disinformation. And you should just get over your thought process because we're going to call you out every time on this verbiage that you're putting out. You're bringing up statements that make no sense, and you're showing yourself as a true disinformation agent, in my opinion. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, so it
Proof?
was, like UFOs Anonymous is saying, oh, but wasn't the bet to see if it can be faked? No, if the bet wasn't to see if it can be faked, of course it can be faked. Okay, it can be faked, but not the way it was found. Okay, which is an actual. It's like going to the Supreme Court and removing the Supreme Court pin and replacing it with third phase of moon. We're using a government pin. Shit like that can't be done. It has to be approved, and the government has to come and do it. You see, that's what we're saying, because that's what it was at S4. It's not that it's something that can be faked. Like when having a red pen up there already, you can't win the bet because it's not a red pen. It's a gray pin with a building on it. That's what the government pin is. That's what
We
was
know
on
B
the
Baker
S4.
for a long time. He's a good friend of Goof On, and we're great friends
You
with
know,
Goof On. And we don't want to challenge him or try to create an enemy. All we're just
you see, so
accepting and want to ask you, B
I
Bakers,
don't know B Baker at
can
all,
you
but I want B
suggest to
Baker.
yourself that this isn't possible and we're never going to see a third phase of moon base on Google Earth where the public could go and see it? Can you admit to that, B Baker? Or do you think it's going to be up there in 2 to 3 weeks? Do you really believe that? And the MDL
Yeah,
doesn't mean anything, all right? He keeps bringing that up and keeps
yeah,
questioning the whole point of the evidence and the facts that were being brought to the table. And to me, that's a disinformation block tactic done by people within disinformation um, protocol. This is a total, you know, it's really amazing on how people really show their true colors, in my opinion, especially with facts. And again, trying to twist it. Again, he was talking a lot of stuff about you, Kyle, and
I,
judging you about your
yeah,
tattoos.
you know,
And he's saying he didn't mean about your tattoos. He People were calling you, whether you do drugs or
you
not
know,
in your past. Oh my
shit,
God, they're bringing
I'm doing
all
drugs
these
right now.
personal things up where it had nothing to do with the
Listen,
evidence.
like that's the thing, you guys. Listen, I'm doing drugs right now. I don't see how that has any fucking relevance to finding the base. Who it's like that, nothing. It doesn't mean anything. It literally is irrelevant, dude. All right, and it's trying to fucking say that I'm faking or have anything. It's like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Why not just accept the fucking truth? I don't know what
Hold on a
people
sec.
are just
B.
telling
Baker says, I
me.
was just hypothesizing like you folks were. You're making an attempt to make it personal. No, you weren't hypothesizing. You were stating facts that it's there for everybody to see right now. We weren't doing
Smoking cigar.
anything except showing you facts. We weren't hypothesizing. What you
Well, okay,
were stating was as a
here's the
fact
answer.
that everybody
Here's
could.
to answer your hypothesis. I do not have a barcode tattoo. Okay. But I do have some badass alien tattoos on my neck because I care about ufology. All right. Because I am a UFO experiencer. So, I really do research this stuff. And, my looks and fucking my personal life have nothing to do with fucking finding this base and then the tag being removed and shit. It has nothing to do with it. It doesn't make any sense that, you guys are getting, that you're using that shit as an excuse to attack me. Why not just take the fucking evidence? You're trying to debate the man instead of the fucking topic. Trying to debate me instead of the issue. You're basically you're fucking oh God, what's the word I'm looking for? Uh I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. When you're like you're distracting from the point. You're making it about me instead of about the issue. You know, um, show us on the doll
Look
where
at what B.
S4
Baker
touched
just
you.
did. Look at what B. Baker just did as spreading disinformation. Ash Dobbs says, it says third phase moon on MDL. Well, thanks, B. Baker, for spreading disinformation. Why don't you go make a bunch of fake UFO videos now and do that? Because you're doing the exact same thing as what I thought you were totally against. So now people are going along with B. Baker saying, if you search it on MDL. So good job for spreading disinformation, B. Baker. You're doing really well in this field. Good job, dude.
Yeah,
When
well,
it comes down to, like, let's just say one more thing. Like when we say disinfo agent, that's just cliche. It's like people aren't on payrolls. They're just people behind a computer screen that want to create themselves as a disinfo, create their own storyline. Because that's what they want to do best. They want to analyze and throw in their own 2 cents, which is fine. That's a good thing. But let's not mix up fact with what people are saying when they can't prove it. Let's just get
yeah.
down.
So a couple of people are asking, what is MDL? What the fuck is MDL? Because I don't know it on Google Earth. I never see anything that says MDL for anything. I have no idea what that even is. Someone explain what it is. Is it something? I think it's something that has to do when you're making a fake pin. I think that's a way for you to be able to search it.
Yeah,
Is
what it is, in my opinion, and I'm not it's totally accurate, but I know when people send me Google Earth coordinates to places that they've discovered of something, which we've shared thousands of times on Third Phase of Moon, where the world picks up on our discoveries from the public, just like you, Kyle,
mm-hmm.
of strange anomalies. And what you can do is you could create your own MDL to give a pin placement, a personal link, or
Yeah.
a search algorithm where I could send it to you and go, here, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly. No,
That's
yeah,
it.
that's it. That's not what that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. See,
Exactly.
that's complete bullshit. You
It's
know, and it's
complete
like,
disinformation. And I'm
oh,
not calling you that you're
what up,
being paid by
Raphael?
the government, B. Baker. I'm just saying that
Hey,
you're a
what up,
spreader
Zufan?
of disinformation. And that's not something you should do because you keep spreading lies about what you're saying as simple, easy access. What we're trying to say, and we don't need to go down a broken record, but say it again, Kyle, just so everybody gets it.
Say what? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Just tell everybody about the pin because it's just like
Yeah, that
it's just we have to keep
it's a
telling
gray
them because they
government
just
pin.
don't get it.
Yeah, it's like it's not something that you can go around and fake. The government has to post this pin up there. So when you search it like that, and you're searching third phase of moon or whatever, you can make a link so somebody can go and do that. We're talking about actual Google Earth, where any individual can just zoom in there and it'll pop up, not even have to search it. When you get to the base to tag will pop up, indicating that it is third phase of moon, or S4 like it was with a government tag. You have to have you have to be a government agency for that to happen,
Yeah, and I'm not taking it personally, B. Baker, except that you've been constantly pressing your narrative of that it's simple to put a tag in, and you've been spreading the information tonight that it's there, everybody could see it. Check the MDL, search third phase of moon base, and there it is. And that is the problem. It's not personal. It's just I'm calling out facts against disinformation. And the fact is, nobody could go find what you're talking about spreading your disinformation. Nobody could go there and refresh Google Earth and go look it for themselves without any search on how Kyle sent it to us. We could all go there when Kyle sent it to us without searching anything of any S4. I went to the Google Earth myself, and I saw the S4 research facility with a government tag.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. So when B. Baker is
I didn't even
stating,
send them anything. They saw my
so it's
video
not about
and
personal
did it.
things.
It's all,
I'm just
yeah.
calling out facts. And B. Baker's been spreading a lot of misinformation out recently about the facts and his hypothetical on how easy it is. And we saw it tonight.
Yeah, we just Kyle just came on and we saw him go live. This was not a pre-planned interview. We're just like, hey,
Yeah.
what's going on? And then we saw B. Baker coming in, and that was from the very beginning. And I think we've been fighting this fight for the past hour and a half, talking to Kyle right now. How long we've been talking, and he keeps saying that anybody could go there, and it's there, and it's third phase moon base. It's over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I'd like to say, I'm not accusing you of being a disinformation agent, Baker. You're who's
He's
Doyle?
spreading disinformation. I'm not saying he's a disinformation agent. It's just he's spreading disinformation right now. Right now he
Anybody
is.
in YouTube's a disinfo.
And there anybody could be a disinformation agent. Anybody can. We all can be. But
You guys,
you can see
who's
it
Doyle trying to
purposely
pop
right
up?
now that he's spreading lies about how easy it is to find it. And he's
Yeah,
been doing it for about 10 days now. And he had personal attacks against you, Kyle. I just got your back. And he
thank
did
you. I
attack you.
appreciate that. Hey, Doyle, do we know you? Have you been in the chat? Have you been in the comment section at all under a different name or something? Hello guys, I seen the tag, and only a government can put that there. Thank you, Kid Approved. That is very true. Yes, it is, man. Yeah, and then that's what we're
Good
talking about.
call, kid approved. Good call.
Yeah,
Finally, some logic here.
you know. Yeah, we talked a few times. Ufoproof. Oh, okay, that's cool, man. You know, here. Let's get Doyle on here. Hang on a second. Let's see. What up, Doyle?
Hey, how's it going, man? Been a long
How you
time.
doing, buddy? Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Hey, not bad, bud.
What are your thoughts, man?
Well, it's the same as always, disinformation mixed with truth, as far as I can tell at this point. You know,
You
we're
know,
always seeing a bit of truth and we're always seeing a lot of disinformation. And I think that it's a lot of the stuff that we've seen over the past year and a half or so has been a lot of trying to appease people looking into ufology and trying to kind of you know kind of dim us and try and placate us to a certain extent, trying to kind of let us see that yeah, we we know that there's all this stuff going on, but we're not going to really release the entire amount of information that we have that the government has,
well,
because
what specifically about the since we're discussing the my S4 find, what specifically about that do you, you know, do you think like that it's okay that these guys are going around, you know, trying to fake evidence to prove that my find is illegitimate? You know, like,
no, absolutely not. And I think that that's the entire crux of the entire issue, is that they will kind of let the leash loose a little bit, and then they'll kind of rein it back in. And that seems to be the entire MO of this entire operation from the get go when it's come to the entire declassification of ufology, and that the government's been holding on to.
yeah. Well, you know, B. Baker right now is saying, but if you can't honestly debate, you've lost the debate. Um, you've lost the debate. Where is it? Already, and objective observers won't take you seriously. But B. Baker, I posted the link, so you're free to come on here and fucking and debate this. You know, because that's the whole point, is that I'm trying to say is I'm telling the truth. You know, and I feel
B. Baker deserves no apology in this
of UFO.
in this S4 story.
You know, and you demand an apology from who? From what? From me? I ain't apologizing for shit. I didn't do anything. I'm the
Yeah,
one
go.
who
Yeah, get an apology. Get an apology from the Navy or from the Air Force at this point, as far as I can discern the entire issue at this point, man.
Yeah, that's who I need an apology from, is fucking from the Department of Naval Intelligence,
Exactly,
who
Doyle.
removed the
Good
fucking
one.
tag. You
Yeah,
know?
we deserve an apology from Google Earth for creating this debacle, for deleting the coordinates, and whoever deleted it, we should find out, and we're going to try and find out who actually did that, and we deserve an apology for somebody who tried to cover this up. But
The entire S4 issue has been known for probably nearly 2 decades now. So the entire fact that they would declassify like certain spectral images over S4 and over Rachel in the entire area there over in Nevada, and then um, re reclassify the entire thing is skeptical, in my opinion. It just seems to be like the entire thing when it comes to declassification. It just seems that it's this kind of way that they have, that they will kind of let out information and then take it back.
Well, Kid Approved is saying the Google Earth has one less person working for them, I bet now. I actually pointed that out. I said that in my first video, that, you know, what I think is a possibility is that you got to understand, you know, Bob Lazar happened 30 years ago. And so you could have somebody in the DoD and somebody at Google, you know, working, who have never heard of Bob Lazar. And so when they, you know, come across the base and they're like, okay, well, Area 51's been declassified, so we're able to pin that. Here's another base here. We don't know what's going on here, but we know the name. The name of it's S4. So we're just going to pin the name
B.
up,
Baker, hold
you
on a
know?
sec. B. Baker is still saying that he put up a pin where anybody could search it, and he believes that anybody can still search the third phase moon UFO base, that anybody can see it. All I'm saying is that that's misinformation, and it's disinformation, because that's not true.
Yeah, that's
He
not true.
keeps saying it. He
Exactly.
doesn't get it.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not sure why do you keep
at
bringing
this
that up, Big Baker? Why does he keep bringing that up? Because
at,
that's not what we're talking about.
at this point, don't you guys think that it comes to a point where it seems that they want people to kind of run in circles? They want to release a certain amount of information that will have people talking, and it's like a long delayed operation to kind of send
Actually, it's
people
not like
down
a
rabbit
bigger
holes.
picture. It's like an inside community that don't get it. It's a small niche.
And it's kind
It's
of
not.
unfortunate.
It's unfortunate. I thought we're like a community, but in reality, and it's. I don't think it's like somebody trying to make us run around in circles. Even though they did remove it afterwards, and who knows what the theory behind that is. That's all speculation. But what people are bringing in a small community and going around in circles is just mind-boggling that people still don't get the facts in a small community, not like the big picture. We would have thought that we've proven what we've been trying to say. UFO proof. Kyle's been trying to prove it all night. We've been trying to say
Yeah,
what we
it
presented
was.
for a week, 10 days now, is the fact that it was there and it's gone and it's a
Yeah,
government
exactly.
pit. That's all we've
my
said.
my own objective opinion is that it already has been proven. Like, we know that these things are there. Like, there's no discrediting that these things aren't there. And
Yeah.
I just think that this is what we need to face, is that we know more than probably 80% of U.S. intelligence organizations do at this point.
And we got to thank Kyle again. Kyle was the one that brought this forth, and this is a very controversial topic about what Kyle brought forth. And to me, it's what's really surprising is that nobody's picking up on this news. It's very sensitive, in my opinion, because we have not seen any tabloid journalism like they pick up on all these other stories that lead nowhere,
Yeah.
that lead to any relevance, and nobody's picked up on this S4 story.
Yeah, I thought.
Why is that?
I was saying that to you guys the other day. I think it's really weird that people haven't chimed in. Like, fucking, you would think like other people would have picked up on this, like other tabloids or somebody would have picked up on this by now, and like fucking nobody's fucking chiming in. I'm like, why is that? This is like, and I think maybe because a lot of people might not realize what a big deal this is, because finding this validates that, which proves this, which all comes back to the government has reverse engineered UFOs. That's what it comes back to. And I don't think people realize that by discovering that base, that's what it's actually doing. That's what it actually means.
Like
the tag.
UFO-proof, people like you have already proven this. This is the whole issue that we're dealing with now. Is I don't, at this point, honestly believe that as long as there's no UFO showing up on the White House lawn, I don't believe that the vast majority of people will truly accept that these things are actually happening until they actually have a gray alien touch their face and grab their neck or something. It's just the human condition.
Somebody brings into the chat, why is it Coast to Coast picking up on this? Why is it
exactly.
Jimmy Church picking up on this? These are stories that they would pick up in a heartbeat. And so far, it has not been debunked, as a bunch of people claim that it was. And we have...
Well, Art Bell's not around anymore, so that might be a big
but
key
still,
to the
where
issue.
are these other guys? You would have thought, because all these other stories break it. This is a great story. This is an amazing thing that has happened right at the beginning of the year, right before it. But, and I want, somebody needs to pay me $500 because there is no water guzzler there. We put out a $10,000 offer if anybody could do this and put it out there with the government tag, naming it Third Phase Moon. Hasn't been collected.
And Kid Approved is making a good point, saying you guys showed the facts that the government is the one covering it up, and that's what it seems like. Coast to
That's all
Coast is known to be
that's what we
listened by
proved.
a huge portion of lunatics. That's also true too, Raphael. A bunch of lunatics do listen to him.
You know why I was really confident with a
Where's
lot of
Tom DeLonge
this?
when you need him?
We're really confident because we've been down this world. We've been down this road. We've been doing it for 10 years at least, showing Google Earth coordinates coming in from the public and discoveries. And we know for a fact that we've seen Google Earth actually scrub images. We've seen them blur out images after we release it. Some of the images we have on third phase moon is the clearest evidence of anomalies that have been discovered. And you could go back now to this day and it's blurred out. And we could show a fact over and over again, 100% of the time, that we could prove right now that Google Earth blurs out imagery of discoveries that have been shared on third phase moon. This isn't the first time by any
Yeah.
means, but it's
Um,
that's
I want
a
to say
fact.
I want to say what's up to Ontario Cryptid Investigations and Research. I like your name. It's kind of cool. And then Zach MC is saying, where is
Hey,
Tom DeLonge when you need him? I like that.
Ontario Cryptid Investigation and Research. That's me.
Yeah, I like that name.
Yeah, dude. I've been into this for about a decade, 2 decades. Sorry.
Hold on, I just want to. We have to go after a lot of these attackers, but UFO Anonymous says, search on maps, not Earth. It's a fact, not disinformation. Don't appreciate my character being attacked either. All we're saying is you're spreading disinformation by saying that it's on Google Maps when we're saying you can't find it on Google Maps when you do a fresh look on it.
Hey,
So
you want to know
UFO
what?
Anonymous, I don't know what you're still not getting. We got to
Hey, you
fight
want to
these
know what?
trolls.
Fuck it. I've seen extraterrestrial. It happened in 1995.
Really?
I've never gone public with this in damn near 25, almost 30 years now. Well, it's going to be 30 years in a few years, but quarter century, I've never gone public with what I saw. And
What'd you see?
I saw an alien, and there's no way in hell that I can be kind of debunked from what I saw. Like I've went over this 10,000 times in my mind. I have physical proof of what I saw. Physical proof, not some kind of there's a lot of different ways that people will kind of discount people that have seen
Hey, Doyle, can we do an experiment? Sorry, we're gonna have to get going, but I'm not sure. Do you have Google Earth?
Yeah.
I just want to get your opinion because, man, you seem, I don't know who you are, but can you just open up your Google Earth and go to the location and just don't search anything. Just go to that location where Kyle brought forth to the public, to the world of his discovery, and see if you see any tags on it.
Where
You do that?
exactly is the location?
Well,
Have you seen
go
the
ahead.
video, Doyle?
Could you? That'd be great because we need to confirm, and you're our only person that could confirm this for us, right, Kyle?
Well, I mean, that would work. I
Besides
mean,
ourselves.
yeah, that would definitely work. But yeah, and I definitely want to hear your story though too, man. But yeah, yeah, if you got Google Earth with you right now, open it up and go to the S4 base. If you don't know where the S4 base is, then you might want to go back to one of my videos where it says, the S4 base where I found it, and you can use that as a guide to take you where the base is.
More or less,
and
from what I know, just look south of Rachel, Nevada.
No. I found it directly. So like you can use my video to take you directly to the base.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, all I'm trying to point out here is like, maybe it's like not a good time for this now, but like, I think that there's a lot of people out there like me that refuse to come forward with sightings, because it just seems like we're in this crazy situation where no matter how many of us come forward, it's always going to be discredited and kind of pushed aside, no matter what we do or what we say. And I think that, like, speak for 90% of the people that aren't coming forward, is we don't think that it's worth it even. And it's going to affect our lives. It's going to possibly even destroy our lives to a large extent if we really come forward with what we've seen.
Yeah. I mean,
Again, somebody's bringing up the MDL thing, that if you search third phase of moon MDL, that you could find it. People
you
just don't
still
get
bring
it,
that.
but
Yeah,
we
people
tried
just,
our best
yeah,
tonight.
they're just
We
not
tried
gonna,
our best.
they're just not getting it. So,
Yep.
just, yeah, that's all you can do.
Yep. Hey,
Um,
man, appreciate it. It's good hanging out. We
yeah,
did what we
yeah,
could. Hopefully, people got it. But
Yeah.
You know,
yep.
yeah,
we got people, fans. I think they're just confused, misinformed. They really don't understand the information coming in, and they don't know how to bring it out to the public in a precise way.
And they
And
don't know
people,
how to absorb the
yeah,
information.
and I don't hold it against them. I think they just should understand what all we're doing here is just trying to produce facts and keep it straight to the level of what we're really talking about, and not spread disinfo. Not saying everybody's disinfo agents are just people behind YouTube. Doesn't mean if you're getting paid by anything. All these people aren't getting paid a single cent. They're just being fed a narrative that's being false, and that's all we're talking about here.
yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, hey, man, I'm doing what I can. I just want people to stop to stop thinking, even for a second, that I have faked this by any means and accept the evidence for what it is. Not that I'm making it up or you're making it up or anything like that. It just accept that this is the fucking this is the evidence. So just take the evidence what it is. Don't make the evidence match your theory, but make your theory match the evidence, because sometimes sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, and it happens to me all the time. I see stuff where I'm like, oh, I have to change my view on it. So I used to think this, and now I see evidence that says it's this, and so I have to change my view. And that's all I'm saying. And I know it's hard for people to do, but that's all I want to see done. I don't have any issues with any of those guys. I don't actually know what any of them said or any of the shit that they were fucking talking. And honestly, I really don't fucking care. I just want them to know I didn't make shit up. That the base is actually there, and I found it, and it was actually
bro, the base has been there for decades.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, I just found it with the government tag on it, And so
Exactly.
people have been looking
All I
for
gotta
it for
say
a
is
long
we're
time.
gonna get going, but it was good. When
Yeah,
people
thanks for
talk,
coming on, you guys. Definitely, I appreciate it.
I just want to say, when people talk and attack the people that bring forth the evidence to us, we're gonna back them up.
Thank
If
you.
we know we could prove what their evidence is that they're bringing forth is beyond um, extraordinary, and what you brought forth is beyond extraordinary. And when people want to dismiss it as nothing than that from which we can prove and what we've done, nobody has, and they have failed miserably. But hey, nobody's perfect. All we're saying is nobody's proved otherwise of what Kyle's brought forth, and that is a fact. And the mystery is incredible, and there is some kind
Thank
of
you.
strange cover up that is in plain sight, and that means a lot. Hey, thanks
Yeah.
everybody in the
Yeah.
chat for joining. And
I just want to close with one thing. There's a lot of people like me out there that have seen extraterrestrials.
Well, hang on, Doyle. Don't leave yet.
yeah,
Okay.
you could talk about that, Doyle. I'm gonna get
What?
off,
Yeah.
but
No, no, no.
tell Doyle
I
about
just
that
want to.
story.
I just want to lay it out that basically, there's a lot of people out there like me that have seen these things. Some of us have physical proof of these things, and I don't think that. I really don't think that until the population at large actually has proof of these things, physical proof or visual proof, that they will believe in these things at all. It's
Here,
it's always going to be
hang on,
this.
Doyle. Don't leave yet. Just hang on 1 second, okay? Stay
Yep,
on,
yep.
stay on the line, Doyle.
Thanks,
All right.
Kyle.
So basically,
Appreciate it.
yeah,
All we're
yeah.
just
Thanks,
saying
you guys.
is
Thanks
that
for joining me.
we
Okay.
brought up the S4 story, and we're this is I don't want to get it mixed up with other things. I
Yeah.
just we wanted to keep it focused on why we joined the show,
Yep.
and these
Thank
and
you
the
guys.
people that were spreading disinformation about how they could easily find it, almost trying to collect an award, which they couldn't, and proving non-factual statements is non-factual, and that's disinformation. Tried to
Yeah.
debunk the person that brought forth the information, and they have not done any of that. Thanks, and you guys have a good
Thanks
night.
again,
Thanks,
guys.
Kyle. See you,
All
Doyle.
right. You too,
Appreciate
guys.
the opportunity to be
All
on the
right.
show.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Of course,
Okay.
anytime, man. All right. Later, you
See you
guys.
guys.
All right. All right. So, well, we got that out of the way. Thank you guys for coming on Third Ways of Moon. You know, I love you guys. And you know, I appreciate you guys' comments on everything and getting my back and everybody else. So no, Doyle, you were talking about you're still there, right?
No, yeah, I'm still here,
Yeah,
bro.
but then,
I was gonna turn it off first. But yeah, dude, like, I think that
I
you're,
want to hear, how did you see an alien? Where were you? What happened?
dude, I don't know if it's a really good idea to get into this, man, because I've never gotten on and talked about this publicly.
It's
But
about time that you fucking talk to somebody about it, man, because you know it's something you probably had on your chest for a long time, and you probably wanted to talk about, and then you know, it probably bothers you. Believe me, I know. I've never seen an alien, but I've had close encounters with UFOs, so believe me, I know all about it. You know, and this is, if you know, this is the place for you to come and share your story. You know,
dude,
let us
oh my
let us know what
god, like,
happened, man.
it's like okay, imagine, okay, to put this into like layman's terms, like for like anyone who's listening, like imagine you saw like a giant purple clown with giant sharp teeth kind of like jump at you and your brother or sister when you're a little kid. It's like, would you dare tell this story like to anybody that you know and feel comfortable that you're not going to be ridiculed? I think that people like me, like, the reason we don't tell these stories, the reason we simply like kind of like observe kind of people like you that are interested in ufology is because we're glad that there actually are people. Maybe they've seen a UFO in the sky or whatnot, but like maybe they haven't actually had a close encounter of the third kind, fourth kind, fifth kind. I'm not actually sure the correct definition of what I saw, but it's supposedly a close encounter of the fourth or fifth kind. But what we are glad to see is that there actually are people that are discussing these things.
Well, so what happened? I mean, like, I want to know, where were you? What was the situation where you ran into this alien?
Oh, dude, I don't know if this is a good thing, man, to really speak about publicly, man. Yeah, I saw something when I was a little kid.
Okay, well, you don't have to right now. It's not a big deal. You can hold on to it. I understand sometimes, you know, shit. You know, sometimes you're not ready to talk about it. I understand there's shit. It took forever to get some shit out of me. So believe me, I know all about it. It's not a huge deal, man. You know,
dude, like I have gone on, like, I used to run like kind of like a conspiracy alternate media, like kind of podcast back in like 2016, 15, 17 and whatnot. And like people have tried to coax it out of me for years, but I've never really gone into the whole thing, like, and really described it to the total extent. But more or less, I saw. Could you give me like 2 minutes, and I'll come
take
right
time.
back, and I
Go
will
ahead.
tell you this to the best of my ability.
Take your time. Go ahead, man. Okay. All right. So we're gonna give Doyle here a couple of minutes to go get himself composed, use the bathroom, whatever. Go get a drink, smoke a joint, whatever he needs to do. You know. Uh. So yeah, and just so everybody knows, anyone who comes on here, and I don't care who it is, you guys can be people talking shit about me, you guys can be fucking, you guys can get my back, whatever, fucking but all you guys are welcome to come on here and share your story, because this is the channel for, this is for the community. UFO proof is not about, it's not about me, it's about us, it's about all of us. And and the experience that the whole channel is about our experiences with UFOs. And my experience was such a huge deal that I tattooed this shit on my fucking neck. It changed my whole fucking life. And so that's why there has to be a platform for people like us, and some place where you can go and talk to other people and let them know, this is what I saw, blah blah blah. You're not alone. I've never seen an alien. I don't know what's inside a UFO, but I could have touched a UFO. I was so close. So I and like Gufon and I had like the same kind of encounters. It's fucking crazy. So it's like we have real close encounters, but we've never seen an alien or anything. But it's really, it still really affects you on a different level when you start almost feel like they follow you around, like, because you see them all the fucking time. It's crazy, and you just don't really know who to turn to, because all of a sudden it goes from being a folklore to being real. So anyone who's out there, B Baker, if you want to come on here and share your story, you're more than welcome to. It's like, this channel is not just about having people on here who have a name in ufology. It's people always want to just interview people who have a name in ufology or some shit like that. This is just the average dude can just come on here and share their story and fucking talk. And that's what it's about, man. It's just it's for people like us, man. And so, and I don't care if you guys were talking shit about me or making fun of me or whatever the fuck, it don't fucking bother me. Zach MC, you want to come on here and fucking say what's up? Fucking Eric Murray, who cares what you think? And you guys, Renee, you guys are all welcome. You guys come on here and share your story, and don't be afraid. That is fucking, that's what we're here for. I had to make another account since Qvid blocked my account. Danny Moore. Oh, hey, what's going on, buddy? Qvid blocked your account. I'm sorry, I have no control over that. Yeah, I just talked to Qvid actually not that long ago. You know me. I know Zach. You guys. That's what I'm saying. You guys are. Charlene Sampson saying, "Love the tats, Kyle." Thank you. Apparently some people had some issues with the tats, so they were making fun of it. It's okay. It's not a big deal. And thank you. I appreciate it. I love my tats too. But I just want everyone to know, you guys are, this is a place you come and, you can, talk about your UFO experience, whatever it was, whether you saw an alien or just saw some lights in the sky that maybe really affected you. Or you saw a triangle or a flying saucer, or they start following you around, or whatever it was. This is just the place. You don't have to have a name in ufology. I'm not trying to fucking be a reporter, just talking to just famous people or people with a name in it. Just the average dude can come on here and talk, and we're all in this together. Because that's how it all started. That's how it all started for me. Just an average dude, just and. There's nobody to fucking share it with, no one to talk to, besides go and make a report to MUFON, which you can only do that so many times where they're going to think you're crazy, even though you're seeing UFOs all the time. So what do you do then?
Well, I gotta say, man, that like I've always been really hesitant to report what I saw to any kind of mainline ufology or whatever you would classify people like MUFON as.
Sure.
I've just been kind of suspect of them since I was a little kid, man. Like, I'm 32 years old now, and I've, held this in for 25 years since, well, 27 years, I guess, because it happened in 1995. And I think that like a lot of people like me have always been kind of trying to stay under the radar as much as we possibly can, because we know how damaging something like this can actually be to our real lives if we were to actually speak about it. That's why I would never go on a TV show or some of the, and that's why I've always been really suspect of anybody that actually is willing to go on a television program and actually go on camera and discuss what they've seen.
Sure. So we'll take us back. What year was this when you saw this alien? What would you say? It was 95?
I would say this was 95, 94 at the earliest, but I believe that it was most likely I'm pretty positive it was 1995. It would have been the summer of 1995.
Okay.
So basically, more or less, the story goes like I was a kid. I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I'm sleeping down in a bedroom, and it's kind of a bedroom that has a bunch of big facing clear windows, like about a 10 by 10 set of windows that kind of
like bay windows.
Yeah, huge. It's kind of like it's a big house. It was like kind of like a mansion, sort of, that overlooked like a kind of like a valley that like led to where there was like a big pond and like cedar trees. So it was kind of like it was in the middle of the woods, basically, near Toronto, Ontario. So it's like it's a rural area, but it's not too far from Toronto. It's about an hour from the city.
Okay.
And so like there's no lights anywhere around me. I'm not anywhere near like where there's big built up population centers. And so like I forget the exact reasoning behind it, but like we had to renovate the entire upstairs of the house at the time. And my entire family had to sleep in the bedroom down in the basement that kind of overlooked like the hill going to where there was like a big pond. And it's like pure black. When you look at the window, it's pure black forest, about 25 feet off the grass and into the tree line. It's just pure woods, pure black. And so like typically, like, you're a little kid. Did you ever have an issue when you were a little kid where you would need to flip over your pillow when it would get really sweaty?
I think everybody has that.
Yeah, well, like, I had that issue, dude, and, I woke up one night having to flip over the pillow because it was really sweaty. It was in the middle of summer. I think it was maybe about June or July when this took place.
Okay.
And so, like, I get up and I flip the pillow, and once I flip the pillow, I start seeing something come from the left side of the window. Trying to remember this exactly as it took place. So something started coming, and it came into view across the left side of the windowscape that was sitting, and I was about, so it was me sleeping there, and I remember my mother was directly behind me, sleeping with her back turned towards me, or her back from me, and then it was my brother and sister, and then my dad was also sleeping on these two queen-size beds that we had pushed up together. And so I remember seeing this weird thing kind of come across the window, and I just remember throwing my blankets over my head. And I had like I kind of like in this like 3-second timescape, I had like this time where I could kind of throw the blanket over my eyes, and I left this little gap like this like kind of inch by inch gap where I could like watch this thing come into view in the window. And like the two beds, the two queen size beds were about like there was like they were matched right up along each side of each other, so everyone in my family could kind of sleep in bed together.
Yeah.
But there was
keep talking. I can hear you. I have to let the dog out. Keep talking. I can hear you.
So there was there was maybe like a 3 or 4 foot kind of space between me and the window. And so with this 1-inch by 1-inch kind of like hole in the blanket that I kind of left myself with, kind of like to watch what was coming across like the window, I basically watched this kind of being, this creature, kind of come across. And
What it looked like.
See, this is the whole thing that I'm really sketched out about. This is like the main reason, because I know how insane this sounds. Like I know this sounds
It's
absolutely insane. This is like my entire reasoning behind not ever speaking about this publicly in my entire. Well, like I've spoke about it publicly and to people that I know, like friends. But I've never actually done something like this before where I'm actually public, and it kind of makes me nervous to a certain extent to actually say this. But let's skip this. So it was basically a creature, and it watched me, and I watched it. And
what it looked like.
see, dude, like this is the thing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm yet comfortable like publicly saying what exactly it looked like. I could draw a picture perfectly exactly what this looked like, but I don't know if I'm comfortable. This is my entire reasoning behind never going public with this. Like I know
you're already telling the story.
Well, I'm telling the story, but it could be discredited as just like I could say that I saw a gray alien, or I could say I saw a reptile, and it could be just swept under the rug as like another lunatic person that was hallucinating. But
here we're not. This is the thing, you know. This is the place to come out and say what you saw. You know, come and tell us what you saw. You know.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I don't even give a fuck anymore, dude. Fuck it. I saw a giant eye.
So how big's this eye? Like a foot, 2 feet, 5 feet?
I saw an eyeball that had a diameter of about 1 meter. So about in American terms, so about a 5 foot by 5 foot eyeball.
So it's a huge fucking.
It was a 5 foot, well, maybe not 5 feet, maybe about maybe 3.5 to 4 feet by 3.5 to 4 feet eyeball. Not an eyeball like as you would picture it. It was
a sphere?
Kind of. It was basically a spherical eyeball that had a giant black pupil at its center. And radiating from its center black pupil, it had about 9 irises of different colors, multicolored like a rainbow. It had an outer exterior basically that was colored like blue, navy blue, with tentacles radiating from its body. It had 3 tentacles on either side of its body and about 9 tentacles underneath its body, and it appeared to levitate to a certain extent.
So I must have been terrifying for you. You're staring at this fucking googly eye looking thing, and the giant eye is staring back at you. What are your sister or what are your mother doing? They're passed out.
Bro, they're passed out behind me, dude, and I'm fucking tripping balls, sketching. Fucking, I couldn't move. Like, I could move, but I swear to fuck, if I were to move an inch, the thing would know I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Know I'm looking at it. And so this entire like episode where it went on for about probably 40 minutes or so, maybe even an hour. It felt like it was like a day that this took place. Yeah. And this thing looked at me, I looked directly back at it, and and it fucking just stared at me, man, and I stared right back at it. And it came to a point about an hour or so into the entire experience that I swore to fuck I was not going to sleep the entire night. I was going to stay up the entire night. I couldn't sleep. I had to stay up. And that was what kept going through my mind over and over and over again, was that I have to stay up until daybreak. And when I kept repeating that in my mind, that I have to stay up, I can't move, I have to just keep watching this thing until daybreak, I passed out.
Yeah.
I just blanked out. Like, I just passed out, and I was dreaming. I was suddenly dreaming, and I was sitting out there looking over kind of like where there's the valley and there's a big pond down the hill. I was sitting out there in the grass where I was watching this thing, and I saw like a bunch of lawn chairs. We used to have a bunch of lawn chairs, like a certain colored, like a gray striped colored lawn chairs that we used to have back when I was a kid. And I saw my whole family sitting out in a big circle, a big semicircle, kind of sitting out there on the lawn. And I remember looking down, and like I'm standing, and my granddad's sitting there in a lawn chair. And he just grabbed my hand, and he said, literally the only thing my granddad said to me was, "Don't be afraid." And I woke up back in bed, and the thing was there watching me, and I was back in bed, and and I didn't have my blankets covering my head anymore. I was just watching this thing outside my window, 4 feet, or I'm 4 feet from the window. The thing was maybe about 7 feet. So the thing's 3 feet from the window. I'm 4 feet from the window, and the thing's just watching me again. So it's like the dream wasn't even real. The dream was like some kind of hallucination, as far as I can tell, or kind of.
Well, most dreams aren't real, so.
Yeah, dude. So basically what happened was I watched this thing, and it watched me again. Only the thing was, I threw the blanket back over my head, and it watched me for about 10 minutes, moved back the direction it came to the left of the window, and disappeared.
Oh, that's a interesting encounter, and I've never heard of an alien described in such a manner. So, yeah, quite fascinating. What a what a strange encounter, man. I hope you feel better, at least getting it off your chest.
No, I do, dude. I do. I've been wanting to tell you this story for a long time, man, but like, I know how insane this sounds, man, and I know that it's, I know you've probably had a lot of people fuck with you over the years telling you bullshit stories that aren't real, but I'm not lying. It happened to me. Over the years, I kind of tried to discredit it, especially in high school. I would try and discredit it. It's going, oh, well, maybe I had kind of sleep paralysis. Maybe I had some kind of hallucination. And, you know, I kind of did believe that for quite a few years there, actually, from about like 2000 and like 4 or 5 till 2008. I totally forgot about this happening to me, and I was able to push it aside until something happened again, and it kind of really put a spin on my entire mindset of the entire thing that happened to me when I was a kid.
Ah, that's very, very interesting. Yeah, like Zach MC is saying, I've never heard of a giant eyeball, bro. Well, neither have I. Especially one with tentacles hanging off of it. But I mean, hey man, you say you saw it, I mean, who knows? I've never heard of an alien described like that, but who knows what's really out there, but
I did a lot of dude. I did a lot of research over the years. I did a lot of searching. When something like this happens to you, so say if I had seen like some kind of gray bug-eyed alien, you know what I mean? Like I would be much more willing probably over the years to have come forward with some kind of story of something like that. But seeing what I saw then in 2014, where I was actually given physical proof of what I saw.
What were you given?
An exact outline of what I saw in a window pane. I was given physical proof of what I saw. I think probably years after I had stopped thinking about what I saw. I was sleeping in this house, and I had a double pane window that was right by my bedroom, and I saw nothing in the window one night. It was a clear window.
It was a clear window. Okay.
Yeah. So picture, your window. You know what your window looks like. Okay.
Sure.
So picture you have a double pane window. You wake up and you go to sleep, it's clear, and you wake up the next morning and there's a physical imprint in your window.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And it's the exact physical imprint of the thing I saw. And it's a physical imprint that could not have been. And I went outside, I got a ladder, I washed the window. I washed the window from the inside and from the outside. And I saw a physical representation in the window pane of exactly what I saw that night back in 1995. Like it had left that there for me. I since moved out of that property quite a while ago now, but before I left the property, I took pictures of what I saw, and I'm willing to send you exactly what was what was in between the two window panes.
Well, send it to me, man. Send it to oneUFOfortruth@gmail.com. I wanna take a look at it and see.
But the whole thing is that, like, as crazy as this whole thing is, growing up, like, I saw so many movies and TV shows after what I saw that kind of seemed to like lean me towards like it's some kind of like secret top secret fucking weird shit that I saw, man. You ever seen The Simpsons?
No.
There's two aliens in The Simpsons. In The Simpsons, and they're twins.
Yeah.
Klying and Sign or some fucking thing. I
Chang.
forget. Chang. Okay, and
Chang.
they're two aliens with one eyeball,
Correct.
and they got tentacles and shit. Independence Day. There's these weird aliens with tentacles. What's another movie? Arrival. In Arrival, there's these aliens that are these weird creatures with tentacles.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen Battlestar Galactica before?
Yeah.
The newer one from the 2000s.
Yeah. Well, not like I was a avid watcher of it, but I know of it. What about it?
There's this weird depiction of this godlike creature that exists that they eventually find on like I think it's like the third or fourth season of or it's like the third or second season of Battlestar Galactica. There's a lot of different times that I've seen depicted in movies something similar to what I saw, and I'm always like, there's got to be somebody else that's seen what I saw.
Well, hopefully you're right. Maybe we'll find somebody. Yeah, I think Weisberger's got a point. We're going to move on to the next person and let somebody else come on and share their story. But thank you for coming on and sharing your story, Doyle. I appreciate it. And hopefully send me those pictures. We see if this thing looks like. So yeah, definitely thank you for coming on and saying what's up and sharing your stories. But Weisberger makes a good point. He's saying, all right, man, let's move forward to a different story, a different person, laughing my ass off, keep this sucker rolling, and let's hear multiple stories. I agree, let's move on. But thank you, Doyle, for coming and sharing your story. Very interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be honest, because that's just me, and obviously my subscribers already know this, but when you come on here and you're having to say before everything, I'm not so sure that it's, I wouldn't bet on it, is all I'm saying, is that it sounds kind of on the spot, contrived. And believe me, like, my encounters, I know to the T. I know the date, fucking second, everything, the detail, everything. There is no pausing to nothing. It's fucking boom, 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 and it's the same every single time, because I know exactly how that happens. There's no adding to it. There's no taking away. It's just, that's what it is. Any of my encounters you can ask me about, and it's the same thing every single time, just like that. So it's kind of interesting, the way it was presented is I'm kind of having a hard time with. I don't want to scare anybody else away, but I also don't want to be sitting here letting people spread bullshit at the same time. So I think it's important that, when anyone else, you want to come on and share your story, make sure this is something that fucking happened to you, and you want to share it, and what the fuck is the deal and what's going on. And it seems like Heart Undead had said earlier, he kept looking, and he looking at me, and I was looking at him, and he was looking at me, and I was looking at him, and I couldn't think of what else to make up, and it's kind of what it seemed like. I'm just going to be honest, because that's just me, and you got guys know me. So what else can you say, dude? Yeah, have your ducks in a row. Thank you. Zach said it perfectly, dude. How are you going to scare people away? Well, oh, minutes and I'll be back. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta call it like I see it. But that's just me. But I think, yeah, Eric is saying, how are you gonna scare people away? Obviously, I think this is why people like me, is because unlike a lot of people, I'll just come out and fucking say it, and kind of sucks. But he even called the fucking timeout, right, Zach? Yeah, Morgan on Willingham is saying, "Hey man, I saw a UFO situation and wanted to send you some of the images. Yes, please send it to one UFO4truth@gmail.com. In fact, I'll post a link for you guys. And for you, Doyle, too, you can send it to me. There you go. There is my email address. Some red flags in that story. Also, the fact that you need a few minutes to make up your mind. Yeah, there were a lot of red flags in that story. No, Kyle, that's why we love you, bro. Thank you, Heart of Dead. Exactly. That's the truth, So I gotta call it like I see it. Yeah, and that's just the thing. The shit that happened to me was fucking real. Was like real. And I wish I could show you guys. So I got some videos of some of my UFO videos that I've never shared. And I know I've been talking about it for a while, since I came out on Alien Addicts show and told him and everything, that I wanted to, put it out there. And, I've been holding back. It's, I've kept them for such a long time, but, I edited together. I haven't narrated over it yet, and that's all I have to do. But I was thinking about going ahead and sharing them anyway, and I was thinking about doing it tonight, doing it live, but I don't think I can actually share a video on here live, which kind of sucks. I guess I could put it out. I could just put it out as the video, or I guess I could narrate it after this and upload it, or maybe I could I know I could do it live on YouTube and share my screen, but I don't think I can be in the video, but I think I could share, and I think you guys could hear me. I think maybe I'm not sure how it works. I call it out for real, so take a look at the threads on this sometime. Not now, I'll just read it, please, on your own. All right, definitely. Oh, you know what? Actually, I won't be able to because the comments. Oh, I think maybe I might be able to read the live comments. I forget. Yeah, like those comments like disappear, man. It's fucking something's weird, man. I saw a W-shaped UFO, Kyle. It was a single cloud, the distance, and it went directly above me and my wife's home. It turned into a W shape and it took off with fast heat waves and no sound. Well, see, that's cool, dude. Kyle will rip it if it's bullshit, and sometimes, as in my case, he will call BS on your truth. I'm not calling BS on your truth. I'm just saying, I'll just say it like it is. That's all fucking, whatever. If what I think it is, that's what I'm going to say. It's not that I want to rip anyone's shit, I say this is what I think it is. That's all, Buffalo, that guy is a troll. He told that story a few other places and admitted it was a lie. We'll see. So, you know what? So this is why I have to call it like I see it, because there you go. Look, he admitted it was a lie. And there you see, I'm pretty good at, at like figuring shit out, even like my UFO videos, finding stuff that other people don't see and shit like that. I got an eye for that shit, dude. And I got a pretty good eye for bullshit too. Had this conversation 1,000 times over in your head and could have presented in a one go, like it comes out. Yeah, exactly right. Raphael or Leroy. Yeah, exactly right. Um, you know, uh, I said your shit was what? Plane is the what? Planes. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I believed it was planes. I thought it was planes, man. That's what it fucking that's what it seemed like, man. I'm not saying like you made it up. I'm saying that that's what it looked like to me. That's all. Nothing, and you got to remember, and I've told this before, that, when I first started UFO hunting, after I had my first few encounters with UFOs, everything became a UFO. And so it was hard for me to distinguish, what was a UFO and what wasn't. So, yeah, the guy you just had on is called Conroy. He is a comedian troll. He's not really that funny if he's a comedian troll. Or was traveling over my house in Philly, and me and my mom saw them move over our block, and it seemed like they saw us and flew off enough for us to see them on then one trail. No shit, dude. Should kick that guy out. Told the Iowa story. He was laughing at you the entire time. Yeah, that's the thing. I wanted to give him his chance, but I was laughing at him the entire time. In fact, I think everybody in the comment section was laughing at him the entire time. But you want to give people a chance. You want to give people a fucking chance, because sometimes people see weird shit, they have a hard time with shit, and then you can tell when other people are just making up bullshit. And so I call it like I see it, and that's all. And so that's what I do. If I didn't call it like I see it, then it might bother me. But since I do, well, that's what you get. you know. So the only people laughing is, well, us. um, yeah, you sent it. Yeah, let me see, dude. I'll check it out. Go check the comment I left on your S4 base found on Google Earth for this. See, reply to it. I would love to debate and have a good combo with you about it. Yes, definitely, Weisberger. I shall. Well, pull up my video. I can't pull up videos. If I could pull up videos, I would share my fucking video with you guys, dude. I told you. I don't think I can. Yeah, it doesn't give me any options to like fucking to share it. So that kind of sucks. And so I even try to tell myself that in the video. They could be UFOs. I don't know. I'm just saying that that's what it seemed like. Um, did you see Secure Team 10, Puerto Rico, the last time we talked about the red orb craft, July 2012? Remember, Kyle, that we have the same craft on video. Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. And I was just talking to Tyler from Secure Team just yesterday, actually. He might be doing a video on the S4 base. I don't know. You know, uh, so I can't go to, you guys gotta understand, I can't go to anything because it will shut this fucking stream down. So it'll fuck it up, man. But yeah, so hopefully we should have that video up. So, that would be cool if he gets on it too, man. We're supposed to be doing something together, so I don't know if we will. He always says that, and we always fucking either something happens with him or something happens with me, and it's always a fucking clusterfuck. uh Me and my Mason, my son, seen a cluster of these crap. No shit, dude. It goes from 1 to 3 orbs. We'll see. Maybe I have to rewatch it again. But that's just what I remember. But who knows? Wasn't your video like really short too? Was your video like 15 seconds, or maybe I'm thinking of somebody else? I don't know. I forget. But always feel free to send me your fucking videos. I can't open it in a new video. I'm on my fucking. I can't open it. I can, but I think it'll shut it down if I try to. Let me see. I don't know if is that still going? Was it still going? Did it shut it down? I can't tell. And I wish you guys could fucking see my other shit. Well, you know what? You know, I take a shower. If you're still on when I'm done, I will jump back on. If you're not, take care until next time. All right, Heart Undead, definitely. You know what? I think I'm gonna actually jump off and get my other video, my videos loaded up for you guys. So if, that way I can have it posted and you guys could see it because it's fucking nuts. It's pretty cool. So I haven't ever showed anybody before, man. You know, this is they were right by Mount Rainier. Oh, that's cool, dude. Hello, Will Drift. How you doing? Too bad we're getting ready to get out of here, but I'm thinking I'm going to load up this video that I've had for years. I've had a couple of them. I've never showed anybody, but they're fucking awesome. I think I'm going to try to load them up for you guys because it's, you know, they're really cool, you know. So I have to show you guys and, you know, explain to you what's going on in the video. You live in Tacoma, Washington. That's cool. I live in Vancouver, Washington. Awesome. Yeah, she is adorable, isn't she? My daughter Andromeda. She's the fucking best, dude. I miss her so bad. She's with her mother though. She went down to see her for the holidays, you know. But it's breaking my heart. But it's okay, you know. She needs to see her mom, so you know I get to keep her, so that's okay, you know. All right, yeah, you guys. I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming and joining me. Tyler is a good dude. Took care of my family. We lost our house. Donated to my GoFundMe. Got her in a fire department and got foreclosed on. Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, you know, fucking. Yeah. Tyler is super cool cat, good friend of mine, and yeah, he is a good guy. You know, so fucking, you know, yeah, everyone go show him fucking props. Tell him, you know, Ufoproof sent you. Go show him some fucking love, and jam some guitars sometime. Right? Fuck yeah, dude. Yes, I broke up with my girl. We broke up, but you know, I think we'll be getting back together though. So, you know, that'll be nice. You know, we've been talking a lot, and you know, we just, you know, we needed some time, you know, shit like that, you know. But I think it'll work itself out in the end. You know, I hope it will, because I think it's better when we're all together as a family. So anyway, yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Be on the lookout. I'm gonna try to post up that video, and I will see you guys next time. All right, UFO proof out. All right, later, you guys.